Boxing King Media in association with Boxro. Frank Smith, I do like getting you when Eddie's not here because you're ready for a grilling, aren't you, Frank?
Always ready. I did realise, where's your Boxro?
I haven't got it. Everything's in the wash, mate, that's why.
I love a bit of Boxro now. They sent me some clobber. Although I think they underestimated my size. The shorts are a bit tight.
What size do you wear?
About 48-inch waist at this rate.
Large?
Massive.
I'm going to sort you something out.
I've got some. Yeah.
Right, I was going to put a call in. Right, Frank, let's get to it. A huge card for the DAZN this Saturday. Conor, BENN. Straight in with a hard question. How much pressure are you guys under to try and deliver viewers? Because everyone's been talking about it and saying the DAZN numbers are suffering in the UK. What can you tell us about that?
I like the way everyone's an expert on DAZN numbers when the numbers aren't released. So everyone knows these numbers, but they're not released. I saw some comments. I think it was the Andrade press conference the other day where Frank Warren said, it's great to have you off a streaming platform. Now he's on BT, where Alicia got 6,000 viewers for his show. So their numbers are out there to find. DAZN are performing really well. Look, we're very early on in the business as well. Working with DAZN, and you only have to look at what we've done in the US, or what does it not we, but together working with them, what has been delivered in the US and other markets. We're going to keep growing, but we're in a great place already.
So this Saturday, Conor, BENN, Van Heerden. Everyone's expecting Conor to stop this guy within a few rounds. That's the general expectation of the fans. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you, I think it's a really good fight for Conor BENN to just keep learning and getting experience. Conor would fight anyone tomorrow, but the truth is he's 25 and he's still learning. And the Chris Van Heerden fight, I think, is a good experience fight for him. Just like he would have learned a lot against Chris Algieri, I think he'll do the same here. So, I think I'm expecting a good performance from him, like we saw against Chris Algieri, and I'm thinking a good win. I think we'll see a good win.
And with the whole DAZN model, is it going to be quite easy to transform Conor into a pay-per-view fighter on the back end of this fight this Saturday?
Say that again, sorry.
Is it easy to transform Conor onto a pay-per-view fighter based on the way this fight's going to go this weekend?
Yeah, look, also we want to try and deliver a big fight as well without pay-per-view. So there's varying levels of what fight we can go to next. There's so many names, whether it's Kell Brook. I still like the Amir Khan fight. I still think that's a great fight for him. Whether it's Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner, Chris Eubank Jr. in time down the road. I think they're all great fights for him. But there's a lot of pressure to deliver a big fight. That's what he wants, and I'm sure we'll make that happen.
Moving on, Alicia Gardner.
Yep.
How much notice has she had for this fight?
She was supposed to fight on March 5th, got injured in mid-February. We've been working to try and get her a fight and slot her. We've got so many shows. She stays fit all the time. I think her weight was like 135 the whole way through the last couple of months. She's always in the gym, she's always training, she's a real professional. So she was ready to go. And, I saw some things on the internet, people saying they've only given 2 weeks notice or something like that. We want to give opportunities, and I think this is a good opportunity for Alicia to come back, fight on a big stage, and defend her belt again. I also read some reports about someone saying we offered Elhem Mekhaled, who was a WBC mandatory, to fight. That was the fight that was supposed to happen on March 5th. Then Alicia pulled out, and Mekhaled subsequently wasn't available for the fight. So she was never going to fight Alicia. So where those messages came from, or what was created there, the key for us was getting Alicia out and getting her a good fight.
Yeah, I read Ellem's tweets, and since she's announced her retirement, saying that it's the second time.
That wasn't down to that. I think she was talking about potentially retiring. It wasn't because what the messages you saw around that.
She blurred out the person who sent her the message. Was it yourself?
No, I haven't got a number. No, we deal with, I was dealing with Bob Yalen on her who looked after her. So that was never the reason behind it.
Sound. Just moving on, the Cuban Boxing Federation have just announced that they're going to allow their amateurs to turn pro. How many of their Cubans are Matchroom in business for?
Do you know what? I thought you just said the Cuban Boxing Federation.
I don't think they'll be any good.
He's got a boxing federation. No, look, there's some great fighters there. It'll be interesting to see how it works. Mad that 2022, and we're just seeing this happen. But lots of great fighters, and definitely some we'll look at, and work with our teams all around the world to look at who's the best out there.
Andy Cruz Gomez is the fighter that the fans constantly rave about. I don't know if you've seen much of him. Unbelievable fighter, lightweight.
I haven't seen him, but I will make sure I watch him.
Lomachenko potentially is that good. So, also, what else I've got to ask you? Ben Whitaker, he's started putting videos up against it, showing that he's training. How close are you guys to potentially reaching a deal with him? Because I spoke to Ben Shalom last week, and Ben's words were, if he wants to be seen by millions of people, he needs to fight on Sky. So what I'm after is, why should he sign for Matchroom on DAZN?
Look, I think, we would love to work with Ben Whitaker. Ultimately, we're the best in the game at what we do. We're a global promoter. You only have to look at the shows we're delivering week in, week out, and what the ability of what we can do and what we can deliver. Don't get me wrong, Sky is a great platform, but there are other ways as well to get out to that audience. And if we, hopefully we get to work with Ben Whitaker, that would be great. And I'm not going to talk down anyone else and why I shouldn't go anywhere else, but I believe we're the best at what we do, and I believe we can make him into a superstar, and he has got the ability both as a fighter and his personality to be a superstar.
Thank you, Frank. Last question. Your old mate Frank Warren, the undercard next week. What's your views on the undercard?
Awful, but here's what he, look, he did an interview. He said he spent all the money on the main event. That's fine, but you only have to look at all the undercards we've delivered over the years. I'm not going to go into detail about which fight isn't good, this, that, the other. It's just not the quality you think for 25 quid, but their business.
Just looking at it on the outside, do you reckon it's a case of the fight has been unknown, more of the fact that they're actually good, even fights?
Yeah, but I'm not saying there's not good fights on there, but it's not like a pay-per-view worthy undercard, is it? I don't think you have to ask. I don't think anyone would contest that. So, but look, it's their business to decide what they do. I think for 25 quid, it's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, the main event's worth a lot of money. It's a great fight, but I do think you should offer the consumers a great card to go along with that.
Thank you, Frank. Last question: what have you been up to? You've had a week off. You doing anything interesting?
Do you know what? I stayed in Spain. I was in Barcelona. I had a couple of days in Barcelona. Went to our family's house there, and got some sun. After the first 3 days were raining, and then I got some sunshine. So hopefully I'm looking good. I've been trying to lose some weight as well. So.
It is a bit of a tan. Thank you, Frank. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Thank you, mate. Good to see you. Cheers.